Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor Singh, respected Vrindavan Goswami ji, one of the founding members of this wonderful university, Dean Academic Affairs, Professor Haq, all other respected deans, university officials, faculty members, dear students, and media persons. It is truly a privilege and an honor for me to be part of 32nd Foundation Day celebrations of Tezpur University. And thank you, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, sir, that you have provided me the opportunity to reconnect with the university and also to meet someone who has been instrumental in the establishment of this university. It has been such a huge privilege for me personally. And to be back in a university which I love so deeply and which is so close to my heart. And I have such wonderful memories of my association with some of my very good friends among faculty and the officers of the university. Tezpur University has had some very impressive achievements, both in terms of physical infrastructure as well as its academic programs. And during my association with this university, and I'm giving you the fair assessment of mine with regard to the strength of this university. Why is it that this university has assumed the position it has in the higher education landscape of the country? The single most important reason, to my mind, is the special talent which exists in the faculty here. The considerable talent which exists in the faculty here, across all schools. It's not confined to only the science schools or engineering schools, across all schools. Coupled with that, the second most important reason is the work ethics. Work ethics, collegiality, and whatever work you assign to any faculty member in this university, or for that matter to any official of the university. They discharge their responsibility as if it is their own university. And this is something which I have found very rarely in other places. I have been fortunate to visit many of the universities, both in the government sector and the private sector. And I don't think there is any university which can compare in terms of work ethics like Tezpur University. In 2018, when I assumed the charge of Vice-Chancellor, by then this university already had a certain reputation. I mean, it was the best university in the northeastern region, but also in the country also, which is also reflected in its rankings over the years. Then certain other achievements, some faculty, in fact not once, I think twice or thrice they were recipient of the Best Researcher Award. Then there were many occasions when our young students got this Young Gandhian Innovation Award in successive years. So there have been some very impressive achievements. And I must, in brief, tell you, for me, which were the standout achievements of this university during my tenure. Let me single out one department, that is Food Engineering and Technology. This department has the distinction of being the nodal technical institution or nodal technical institute under the Prime Minister PM FME scheme, and it is going to play, or it is probably playing already, the advisory role as far as this scheme of the central government is concerned to 3 states in the northeastern region: Meghalaya, Arunachal, and of course our own Assam. The other notable achievement during my tenure was that of the Department of Environmental Science, when Professor Huck, who is currently the Dean Academic Affairs, they got this Center of Excellence in Climate Change Adaptation. That was another feather in the cap of the university. Then, of course, not during my tenure. In my tenure, I must say that we tried, but we did not get the PERS grant from DST. But to the credit of the present administration and the group of faculty who were responsible for drafting this proposal for PERS, I congratulate each one of you for getting the PERS grant during the able leadership of Professor Singh. I would like to also make a special mention of Energy Department. And why I'm doing so? Because this one department not only is good in whatever research they are doing in renewable energy, in the field of renewable energy, but also they are making an impact in the lives of the people in some nearby places. And this is reflective of the kind of sensitivity, the empathy, and the responsibility the faculty members of this university feel as far as the socio-economic development is concerned. Same thing is true for the chemistry department. They're also having some programs in rural areas of India, not only in Assam, but I believe Professor Robin Datta may be here, he may correct me. They are also reaching out to the villages where the problem of nitrate and fluoride contamination is there. Then there is this Department of Social Work, Department of Mass Comm and Journalism. They all are engaging with the communities in the neighborhood. So it's not simply that the university is excelling in their academic pursuit or research pursuits, but it is the sensitivity which makes this university truly special. At the moment, as I understand, the university is in the implementation phase of various provisions of the NEP. During my tenure, the first thing I did, today I was so happy that the Center for Multidisciplinary Research could come out with a research publication. I remember when we conceived this idea, Professor Bhattacharya, who was then Pro-VC, we thought that let us have this Center for Multidisciplinary Research. And to the credit of the faculty across various schools and departments, see, we did not appoint anybody from outside. We did not have any sanctioned positions for this center. But to the credit of the faculties, quite a few faculty members came forward and volunteered to be part of this center. And I'm so glad that this center is doing so well. They are now having the PhD student enrollment to the fullest. And now the icing on the cake. Today we had this release of this journal on multidisciplinary research. And why it is important, in fact, when we were discussing this proposal, I remember that we felt that in the contemporary context, in sciences and technology, in fact, the discoveries are being made of late, in recent times. The discoveries are being made at the interface of the disciplines. Gone are the days when you had research discoveries in specific domains, whether it's physics or chemistry. I mean, that continues, but important discoveries which are of problem-solving nature or which address some challenges of the society, they are happening at the interface of the various disciplines. So I think it is in this context that this center, I wish that this center would fulfill its mandate for which it has been created. On the part of UGC and other regulatory bodies, I would just single out, now that the NEP is being implemented in this, in our university in a phased manner, this National Higher Education Qualification Framework and National Credit Framework. Now these two policy documents, in fact, what they have done is that they have removed these silos of technical education, vocational education, or general education. The competency levels in all these three, whether it is higher education, that is general education as we call it, or it is technical education, that is engineering and other professional courses, then we have vocational education. The competency levels in all these three have been synchronized. Now you have competency level 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, right up to PhD. These competency levels have been synchronized. And then some other very thoughtful initiatives like Academic Bank of Credit, etc., which would help the students earn the credit over and above even the whatever is prescribed in their curricula, and that would enable them to move across institutions, across programs. Now this kind of seamless mobility from vocational education to general education, or from general education to technical education, is something which is truly student-centric. The whole purpose of NEP, if you look at the basic essence of NEP, it is making the student central to any institution's academic programs. Now, what is it that the other initiative the UGC or the Government of India has undertaken in order that the quality of research gets better in the universities? Our university, being a central university, was or is somewhat, compared to state universities or private universities in the country, most of the central universities, in fact, not only our universities, for that matter, IITs, ICERs, they are all very privileged in the sense that they have access, or the students and the faculty have access to research journals of various kinds. But sometimes the students and the faculty feel limited by the quality journals which are available in their institutions. So what the government has done, and the credit must go to this present government at the center, they have come up with this one nation, one subscription. Some of you who may be unversed with this, in the first phase, some 600 institutions have been covered. All central universities, IITs, IIMs, ICERs, they are under this one nation, one subscription scheme. Some 6,000 crores have been allocated by the central government for next 3 years. Some 30 odd publishers, and I have some statistics here, some 30 publishers, some 13,000 journals, which would be made available to the academic community, both faculty and the students. So this is one very noble initiative on the part of the central government. The other initiative, which is which the government has taken, and some of you, I'm sure, especially the people who are in the field of science and technology, would endorse this, that they have created this so-called National Research Foundation. And these two initiatives, to my mind, are going to be quite, they would be quite effective in catalyzing the research and innovation in the country. So, if you look at the other provisions, along with whatever I have just mentioned, I understand that the university has taken a decision to go for this 4-year UG program. And as you would have come across, that this 4-year UG program is not only going to be only the course-based, but in the 4th year there could be a provision of research. So overall, if you look at the provisions of NEP, they are not only important while they are being implemented in terms of improving the quality of your academic programs, because that also includes a fair component of skills and internship credits. But also, the idea is to give a fillip to the research and innovation. Because what is expected of the universities? Way back when we were undergraduates and we were doing our masters, the university's mandate was basically to teach effectively and create human resource for various sectors required for the country's economy. But there was no targeted effort or targeted policy for giving a fillip to research and innovation in the universities. What the present education policy has done, as opposed to the previous ones, is that there is a fair emphasis on wealth creation. Wealth creation through knowledge generation through research. So the whole essence of the new education policy, which all the central universities are implementing in a phased manner, because there are resource constraints, as the Vice Chancellor would testify. The whole idea is that your academic programs will not only be delivering on this objective of socio-economic empowerment of our country, but also create wealth for the country, generate wealth. So universities have to act as catalyzing agents for generating wealth for the country. And when the Prime Minister announces 5 trillion economy, or for that matter, Viksit Bharat by 2047, so he has this kind of confidence. He has this confidence in the innate talent of our youth, which is some close to maybe 1.8 crore or something in the higher education system, that they would be able to deliver this dream of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So socio-economic, so twin objectives of this NEP: socio-economic development and wealth creation for the country. Having said that, the young minds who are present here, and the task is cut out for the teachers. They have to have the curriculum revisited so that they can impregnate that curriculum with the requisite skill sets, skill-oriented courses which are required to address the challenges, whether those challenges are of local nature or global nature. So this is something which the young minds must understand, that the basic premise, one of the basic objectives of this scheme is to equip you or equip the young minds with the requisite skill sets in a very fast or rapidly changing the world. Rapidly changing the world because which is now AI imbued and people use these two terms, super connectivity. We are living in an era of super connectivity and super intelligence. Everything is connected to everything. Each one of us is connected to each one of you. Each one of us. And each thing is connected to individuals through Internet of Things. So in this era of super connectivity and super intelligence, the universities will have to reimagine their role. How to impart the skills to the students in a manner that they are employable and then they can deliver on these twin objectives which I mentioned a short while ago. Socio-economic development and the wealth creation. Let me just give you some encouraging data as far as the innovation culture in our country is concerned. Some of you who are from the discipline of science and technology would endorse this, that the Global Innovation Index over a period of time, in fact, India's standing has been improving. We are now 39th in 2024. As of 2024, we are 39th. We have a 39th rank. In 21, we had a rank of 47. In 2015, we had a rank of 81 or 84 or something like that, which clearly shows that India's enabling research and innovation system is delivering, because your rank is steadily improving. You have unicorns, some 118 unicorns currently in India, 118. In fact, 76 of them have come in last 5 or 6 years. Now that's a very encouraging sign. It means that the young minds in this country coming out of our higher educational institutions are actually delivering. So that makes us very hopeful as far as the future of the country is concerned. And may I also just mention, because I happen to know this through my personal interactions with some of the faculty here, Tezpur University is not doing badly as far as the startup culture is concerned. They're doing exceedingly well. In last few years, there have been some success stories, and may I just mention one professor, Nath from physics department. He's probably the first startup, if I may stand corrected, to have this company, Lab Dig Innovations and Systems Private Limited. And this is the technology they have developed this is multimodal imaging system on a smartphone. And they have generated a funding of about 1 crore through BIRAC and NRL. So I think big hand to Professor Pavitrona. And I'm also told that another faculty from physics department, probably Professor Nidhi Bhattacharya, is also probably on the verge of having a startup. And I do recall during my tenure in this university, there was one more startup. It was in collaboration with some from engineering department also. So that is also a success story as far as Tezpur University concerned. And I would also like to mention, there is one faculty, Marzul Datta from management, department, I believe, and under the Transdisciplinary Research for India's Developing Economy, that STRIDE scheme of UGC, he had the distinction of this project. And when I met him yesterday, I felt so delighted that this has resulted in the form of the draft Assam Gamosha Heritage Protection Bill 2023. So maybe after the assembly passes it, it goes to the center, and whatever the procedure has to be adopted, this is going to be a transnational bill, as opposed to the bill which is only applicable locally. So this is, again, to my mind, is a very creditable achievement, although it will take time, but I was very pleased to see this document on this draft Assam Gamosha heritage. So all I'm trying to point out is that in this university, you have some very creative people, very talented people. I may be forgiven for mentioning the names of only the science and technology people, but there are equally talented people in the humanities and social sciences. And I do recall the Center for Endangered Languages. I don't know whether it is still being supported by UGC or the funding has stopped, but they have also come up with some very, very important documented material on the indigenous languages, I think of 3 or 4 states. And I have personally seen those primers which they have come up with. So on the whole, I find that this university has a huge potential, which is not only in terms of the faculty strengths, of course, faculty and the students together, but to make the whole thing more effective or more impactful, it is the support system provided by the officials of the university. Support system in terms of collegiality, reveling in each other's success. I mean, these are some of the things I find which are the strengths of this university. And so this expectation from the university system, irrespective of which university it is in the country, but I am quite confident about Tezpur University that it is going to deliver on this mandate of value-creating institution. Now, this value creation, as I repeat, socio-economic development and wealth creation of the country. So with this, I conclude, and I wish you the very best. And as I said in the beginning, this university is very close to my heart. I would like to see that this university assumes the place it deserves. And by the way, I have said it on an earlier occasion also, this A+ is not actually reflective of your true potential, or it's not reflective of what strength you have in this country, because as opposed to many universities which are far too low in terms of their academic programs or research output, but they have been placed higher than A+. But this university deserves much more than that. It's under the leadership of Prof. Singh and other deans, I'm confident that this university will go places. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be with you, and all the best. Jai Ahom, Jai Bharat. Thank you.